Howdy, y'all. Lala the Off here. You can call me Lala. So, real quick before we begin, so, well, actually, we'll start off with a recap. I think it's good to start off with a recap here. So, um, when last we left off, we were still in the underground cave. The Shield Maze is the name we were given. We fell into that after being attacked by the Scary Lord of Locusts coming into the town, Canabras, the city that we were partying in. Fucked up the whole vibe. When we were down there, we met Sela, Camellia, Anevia. I know I said her name wrong in the last couple videos. I'll see what it is when we get in there. But we also met a couple of like for lack of a better term, a couple of weird looking individuals. One was named Lan, and the other was Wenduog. Wenduog looks like a spider lady, and Lan kind of looks like his portrait kind of looks like a tiefling, but like half tiefling, half dude. But they were down there looking for some epic sort of legend that their people told fables about, and it was linked to some destiny for their people somehow. We ended up finding the sword, and upon finding it, we had this vision of an angel, the wielder of that sword, when in its heyday, when the sword was being used for badassery. The angel, Larian, something, whatever his name was fighting the Scary Lord of Locusts, the dude that fucked up our vibe, man. They were going at it all these years ago from whenever this memory was. There was also a little girl in this memory. We basically had our Warrior of Light Echo FF14 bullshit happen. And in that vision, along with Lariel, there's a little girl who's wounded. Lariel was protecting her. Um, and things happen, and L'Oreal ends up getting killed, whatever. And Land's like, oh hell yeah, dude, we found the sword of epic legend, and we can tell everybody about it, and our people will be shepherded into great destiny. And we were like, hell yeah, that sounds great. And then as we're kind of finding our way out, we're still in there. We making our way towards the mongrels where they hang out, speak with their chief about it. Winduak pulls us aside and is like, hey, I really don't think you should be telling anybody about this, because if you tell my people about this sword, they're going to be kind of foolhardy and rush headlong into this maze, which, I mean, it's called the Shield Maze for a reason. Like, you come in here and you ain't coming back out, brother. Your ass gonna get killed in this zone, bitch. So my people, they'll just think, okay, great, we got this sword, and they'll just run headlong into danger and get themselves killed as a result. We met with the Chief Soul. We told Windog we'd think about it before meeting him. Spoke with them, talked about, got some lore dumps and whatnot. And we ended up telling him about the sword, and he was like, "Oh hell yeah, brother!" So we sided with the land, told everybody about the sword, so they know about the sword of epic badassery, and now we will begin. So here's the one thing that you guys need to understand when. Oh, and the funny thing is, after all that, I think after we had gotten the lore dump and we leveled up, that was also another thing. We went from level 1 to 2. We all got leveled up. I like looted one thing and then was like, I won the episode here. So this thing is unlooted, and you're like, wait a second, didn't you loot this thing last episode? I sure did. Or one of these things. It might have been like over here somewhere. No, it was this one. I'm pretty sure it was this one specifically. I don't watch my episodes. Yeah, I do. I just immediately forget them. Um, I forgot to save, basically. So I had to, before recording, like, I booted up my recording, started my little intro, whatever, and was like, wait a second, this looks familiar. Walked up the hill, got the old man cutscene again, and I was like, wait a second, I forgot to save, god damn it. So, did that, and then saved, and did my little intro. But that's Chief Soul. You got anything else to say? Let's see. Chief Soul heaves himself around to face you. Eh? I want to ask you a few questions. Aye, he nods. Tell me about mongrels. Well, we're the Crusaders under the ground, the children of the first Crusaders. The world wound touches everyone. Look at us, we were all marked by it. The Uplanders didn't like it. They drove us down here, but we have a secret. Soul's one good eye twinkles slyly. We're waiting. When the shield maze falls, that is the end of our lives down here. We will go up to the surface to fight. Until then, we don't. Our place is here. Okay. So, they're children of the First Crusaders. There's the World Wound. That's a huge deal in Pathfinder. Um, okay. So then they were driven down here because of the events from the World Wound and the Crusaders and them being descendants of them. And they're destined to go back up and fight. So that angel dude must be one of the Crusaders. Okay. But now we have... But now we have all seen the light of heaven. Now we can go. What other things do we need? We must fulfill our Crusader duty. I think I might drop... I kind of want to get some of this lore in. So I might drop the voice acting. Kind of read through it and kind of get the lore. Let me read through this one more time. Okay. So... Now we've all seen the light of heaven. Now we can go. What other signs do we need? We must fulfill our Crusader duty. I'll probably do Lala's voice. Why not? Tell me about Windwog. Ah, Windwog, Chief Soul says. Our beauty, our huntress. Who is more skilled than Windwog? There are braver fighters, yes, but brave doesn't mean skilled. Windwog isn't the only to go into the maze and come out again. The others listen to everything she has to say. People like Windwog. What about Lan? Lan makes a vague gesture. How vague? Do you flip him off? He's not one of us. Oh. His father was one of us, but his mother's not. They took him up to the surface. They ruined him as a child. Then they came back, but he wasn't one of us. A good hunter, yeah, but he feels trapped here. Oh, he can't go up there either. It's not safe. Okay, so he's not of them. As in, he doesn't think the same way. What are you going to do now? The messenger is swift. He'll rally the tribes, all of them. The angel's light is with us, so we follow it. Now you go. Rest, eat. Okay. So, there's a messenger gonna go out, tell all the tribes that the angel's light. We found this badass sword. We're awesome now. You guys can go up there and fight. So, can I just clarify? Are we Uplanders prisoners or guests here? Have you drawn weapons against us? No. Have you killed us? No. Have you stolen our food? Yes. Get the fuck out. No, we haven't stolen his food, so we're guests. Alright, I want to look around. Let's take a look around. So, one thing you gotta know about me, guys, is I'm a fucking idiot, and I tend to not know what to do and where to go in games a lot. Bunch of bullshit. Talk to the mongrel. What do you got? Oh, they're sleeping. Would you look at that? Upland. Would you look? Would you look at it? This maze really close. Cause take a look at the map here. Am I zooming in on the map? Really? No way. Okay. Well, let's. I guess we want to go like down. I'm gonna talk to the mongrels. I wonder. Don't even want to know what's happening up there. You can hunt. Welcome to stay. I think someone else said that. Okay, so they just kind of repeat some previous dialogue. Oh. Alright, so Horgus Worm.
Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope.
Horgus Worm, an elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes, approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Worm. Yes, that Worm. You no doubt have heard of me if you spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you.
Let's see, your name tells me nothing. Who are you? I guess usually we can kind of go through all these, so let's hope that happens. Your name tells me nothing. Who are you?
You are truly freshly arrived in the city, then? You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived, and the city's been razed to rubble. Ha ha! You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canabras.
In these Pathfinder games, if you... Oh, that's a lot. Let's kind of skim through this. Canabras is a city of glory, but not of spotless virtue. Until the First Mendevian Crusade, it was a small town perched atop a bluff overlooking the West Sedland River. In the final dark days of Sarkaris, historical refugees splashed across the river and sought safety behind the walls of Canabras. First, these refugees were allowed, however, a Lilitu demon named Minago entered Canabras magically disguised as a refugee. Ooh, trickery. Once inside the town's walls, she revealed her true form and killed everybody, or dipping in a cloud of greasy black smoke. To the Red Morning Massacre. Ooh, that's a great name for an album. Red Morning Massacre. It's dope. As it was called, Canabras refused entrance to any except those who could demonstrate direst need. Individuals who fell under suspicion were turned away or executed. The spot Canabras became known as a safe but suspicious city. By the time Second Crusade, leaders of the Canabras agreed to. Oh, okay. Maybe I should. Okay. Uh, Suspicious people were turned away on the spot. Canabras became known as a safe but suspicious city. Like it's got like you can come in, but legally. By the time of the Second Crusade, the leaders of the Canabras agreed to house one of the ward stones to guard against the demonic hordes pouring from the world around. This act assured Canavras' role as a strategically vital ally, key to the defense of Mendev. Okay, they also hold one of the key artifacts from keeping bad shit, from coming in from bad shit place and doing bad shit in our not bad shit place. Alright, anyways. Richard's the most distinguished man in Canabras.
I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives traipsing from one hall to the next, but the Worm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city, I'll have you know. Did you see the marquee in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? You have Horkus Worm to thank for that.
Well, how the fuck did you end up here? For a moment, Horkus's eyes focus on Camellia before his gaze returns to you. Ooh.
Like everyone else, down I went when that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings and instead came across hunters from the settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, their what? Physiognomies? Their physiognomies. When I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, my life flashed before my very eyes.
That right there is the process of acting.
But that turned out to be, but they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain.
That's how you act, ladies and gentlemen. You don't speak very kindly of mongrels, even though they saved your life. What a dick move.
Pah! Kind words are for...
Alright, I'm done acting for now. It's like 3 a.m. here, and I'm mostly kind of recording in a pit of not sleep. This is probably going to be like... Well, I mean, I don't know. My episodes haven't been too terribly long. This might end up being that... If it ends up a little bit kind of on the shorter side, that's why. But yeah. Pa. Kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on pleasantries. What if that's how I read everything, you guys? Would this be fine?
Horgus Worm speaks his mind, and he pays for services rendered, not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. What? Even Lala. What if Lala sounds like this? Um,
What kind of business oi, bro, what kind of business proposition, eh?
I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of staying out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. Alright. I am a moderately pious man, and I don't mind relying on the help of a person who has the favor of the gods, especially with so many demons lurking about. You are strong, it will be no trouble to you, but I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. Oh, really? I can't go crawling through caves, playing at scouts. I don't know, dude. You look like you could be O-line. He looks like a right guard. Hell, the Chiefs could draft him, bro. What's your how much do you bench? What's your 3-cone drill? Can you do that for me? All right. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gil. Fuck yeah, dude. Camellia says, I suggest we help this man. It's good to have friends among the Canabras elite. Money first. Let's 2,000 gold. Fuck yeah, success. Horgus's gaze is piercing. Are you taking advantage of my dire circumstances? Alright, 2,000. Fuck yeah. Money first, dipshit. He gladly pay in advance, but all his wealth is upstairs. Of course, you don't have all your money in the shield maze. You don't have a fucking deposit box down here, bro. You gotta diversify your portfolio, my brother. Fear not, the word of a worm is worth more than platinum. Ask anyone. Horgus Worm never reneged on a deal. I don't believe that, but deal. Splendid! In the meantime, I will sit my happy ass right here in this village. Alright, later. Go on, go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find the way out, be sure to tell me. Well, brother, if I find the way out, what if I'm just like, alright, fuck it, I'm leaving? Jeez, alright, hold on one second. Look at that Land is just over here doing some fucking Tai Chi and shit. I need to grab Mawoda. I might need to also run upstairs and grab me a Drizank. I don't know if we got anything besides water that's not like a soda pop. On Bono Memento. Dude, water is like the best drink. It's truly good. I gotta adjust, I gotta get comfy. Alright. So we got to basically Horgus came up to us, told us that he was rich and he'd pay us if we got the fuck out of here. Alright. Well, not necessarily like pay us to leave, like pay us to figure out how to get the fuck out of here and also get him the fuck out of here. Let's go, let's go to the left. Let's get some loot. What's this? I got an old smoking pipe. Hell yeah, brother, fire up. Is there weed in there? Is it legal in this state? Do I have to drive 15 minutes to another state?
that I live like right on the border of? Speaking hypothetically, of course. I keep forgetting I can rotate camera. There's nothing over here? What?
Careful now.
Careful of what? There's nothing here. Would you goddamn it, you don't even have other dialogue. Alright. You said the same thing. Would you look at that? Uplanders, huh? What do you know? Just walking
That's
around.
easy.
Just a bunch of them Uplander folks. They're just kinda hanging out. Just kinda wandering around here. Just kinda taking all our shit. The first aid kit was. What does first aid kits do in Pathfinder again? Oh man, I gotta. Oh, what are you doing, Anevia? Horgus Worm. This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spend less time surveilling honest citizens and more and not wait, if you spend less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. Ooh. He's given Anevia the business. Brilliant idea. I guess I should give it like a slightly brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists. Then we wouldn't have to waste time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Nice sarcasm. Horgus and Anevia sit at some distance apart, sniping at one another in an idle fashion that testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. When they notice you, they shut the fuck up. What's the bad blood between you two? Horgus claims that it's an old matter. Miss Tirabade. Anevia Tirabade. Dude, as soon as I see her name, I immediately get it switched up. I'm never gonna remember if it's Anevia or Venia. It's Anevia. Anevia. Okay, the next time I see it, I'm gonna say it like fucking 15 times. So that way we can all remember her name together and then immediately forget it. Horgus, it's an old matter. Miss Tirabade here had the notion of spying on me, then of rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist? You look like a cultist that can play left guard in the, I don't know if the NFL, but probably the USFL. You might be able to make it to the USFL, but the XFL is cooler. Play in the XFL. Basically no difference, except the XFL is owned by The Rock. Anevia, 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 Anevia. Okay, I told you. Next time I saw Anevia, I was going to say it 15 times in a row. Anevia says, cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know. That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Worm, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city, what was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that all this rigmarole, great word, with middlemen, was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the crusade? Crusade must be a bad thing. Worm, don't you see? I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. Horgus Worm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from a tale. Not the good witch from the north? But you do look like the good witch from the north. Yes, I care about my city. Yeah, I wish to see that its defenders, my defenders, were well-fed, healthy, and well-armed, but to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming in every sponger, leech, and parasite in the city. God, you help one person, then everybody else wants help. Anevia appreciates you for the crusade. No jokes, you were an alright bloke, but carrying on secret dealings in a city teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us a lot whose job it is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. How's your leg, Anevia? She scrunches up her nose. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet. Yuck, 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 yuck. They bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinking stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm gonna live. They said wait a day and it'll be right as rain, so I'm waiting. Alright, sorry I failed to fucking check. What do you think is happening in the city now? Worm, perhaps the city is no more. Let's hope. If Discari himself appeared, there's no telling how bad things are. We got an idea. We saw some of it. Uh-oh. Right. Anevia, can you hold off on writing our obituaries just yet? The city's full of fighters, and besides that, it's barely a stone's throw from Nerocion. That is the capital of the Crusader state of Mendev. Nerocian. Nerocion. Cian. Nerocian. Nyancat is designed first and foremost as a defensive fortification to hold back the endless demonic hordes of the World Wound. So I imagine, wouldn't the Crusades fight back against the demons in the World Wound? Isn't that, or is it the other way around? I feel like it wouldn't be the other way around, because then why would the descendants of them, did some of the Crusaders fuck some of these demons coming from the World Wound? Is that what happened? Nyancat is also a holy city of Iomedae. Okay. Many of its notable residents are devout worshippers of Iomedae. I could do this. Many of its notable residents are devout worshippers of Iomedae, including Queen Galfrey, ruler of Mendeb. Okay. The cruciform cathedral to Iomedae is central to both Nyancat's physical structure and the defense of the city. The cathedral also draws faithful pilgrims from afar to worship at this renowned holy site. Okay, so a holy city of Iomedae. Is Iomedae from here, or is this just like the people in the city just like her the most? Oh, I think, okay, so we're close to the Neon Cat place, Nerocian. Nerocian. I think our people will hold on long enough for our reinforcements to come from the Queen. This ain't Discari's home turf. He's gonna have to retreat or else fight off the Holman Deviant army. Yeah, fuck Discari. What do you think about mongrels? Worm. I thought they were just a story. The sort of thing drunks tell in taverns. The sort of things drunks in the taverns would come up with. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking read right now. Now I discover that it's true. Well, what could I possibly think about them? Poor creatures are most unfortunate. They are ugly as fuck. It's a miracle they're even alive. Jesus Christ. The part of Anevia says the part that boggles my mind is that they're descendants of the first Crusaders. All those years they've been living beneath our feet in caves and dirt. If I'd known legends about them true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them on the. See, that's what I'm saying. Why are they down here? If they're descendants of the first Crusaders, I imagine people around here like the Crusaders. That's a pretty badass title. To what end? The people of Canabras. Oh, this is Horgus Sperm. To what end? The people of Canabras would have stoned them on sight. Uh, Prelate Hellrune would have had them tossed in the pyre in mass. Holrune. Holrune Shapok. Canabras's famed prelate. Holrune Shapok. First gained the trust and admiration of the city's people by organizing inquisitions against suspected demon worshippers and witches. Okay. Holrune and his force of elite witch hunters exposed dozens of cultists and spies, and it is said executed many more under suspicion, but with no real proof, of course, because fuck due process, right? These events started the Third Crusade. The Third Crusade, widely accepted as the least effective and most self-destructive of the four Crusades. Holrune evoked respect and admiration in the populace as well as feel and agreed to guide the city as its prelate. Okay. Things are okay. The mind is churning. It's putting things together. The lore is being introduced to me. I'm actually paying attention and trying to absorb the information that I'm learning, try to make sense of it all, and paint the larger picture. And I believe I'm getting some semblance of what's happening. Okay, so Anevia, if she had known that Lan and Windowag were down here chilling, she would have done everything in her fucking power to be like, yo, y'all are children of the First Crusaders. What the fuck you doing down here? You guys should be up here living the good life. Worms call them ugly. Like, just straight up. It's just like, Jesus Christ, I'm surprised they're still alive, these ugly bastards. Um, and is telling Anevia that the people in Canabras would just kick their ass. They would just call them nerds, call Land and Windwalk a bunch of nerds, all these mongrels, and shove them all in the lockers and shit. So he says that um, Prelate Hellrune would have them tossed on pyre en masse. They'd all just be burned to death. Whatever the ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on the surface? Okay. What are you two What are you two going to do when you get back to the surface? Gorm says he's gonna go home. The last that I know, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it's still standing or if you're homeless. Well, my bet is on your shit's fucked. Nevia, I'm gonna find Irabeth. She's my wife and the leader of the Eel Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canabras to fall. Okay, cool. Go on then, don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there. Alright, later, bud. So, give me a moment to process information. Alright, so, let's recap here. First thing that I feel is important to know is the world wound. I know a little bit of Pathfinder lore. Not a whole lot, but a bit. I should know more, honestly. I've been playing Pathfinder pretty regularly for like 5 fucking years at this point. Well, been playing in the Galarian setting. We switched from Pathfinder, our main campaign. We switched from Pathfinder 5th edition um, a couple years ago. Maybe like, God, I can't remember if it was um, pre-plague or not that we switched. Anyways, doesn't matter. So the world wound, as far as I understand it, in the planet, there's basically a tear um, that demons are able to like come out of, right? So like the Scary and all his people, they come out of the world wound into our neighborhood and fuck shit up. And they've been talking about crusaders. So just just thinking about the word crusader, crusades, that kind of connotation usually implies, okay, a crusade, as bloody, as violent as they are, they're usually spun to speak of crusaders as heroes. Like when you look at any kind of history, any kind of story, when they talk about the Crusades, like, oh yes, our ancestors led crusades against these people who were at odds and fought for so however long. So you would assume that Crusaders in context of Wrath of the Righteous is people fighting against the demons from the world wound, and I believe that assumption is correct. Now, here's the thing. We're in Canabras, basically. We're basically underneath Canabras in this giant maze. We were in Canabras. You basically get to. Hold on. Let me check some things real quick. While let me mute while I cough. Okay, I was looking to see if you could write like a little note section. That'd be cool if there's like a little note section that had no gameplay relevance, just a nice little note section to write back here just to give yourself a little backstory. But we do have an encyclopedia here. We can um, go through common terms. Oh, is this just for gameplay stuff, or does this have any lore? I don't know if this has any lore in it. Journal. Oh man, is there? Oh, I was looking to see if there might be like a lore. Like when you look at like a word like Canabras, you'll be able to highlight it, and it'll give you more information on that. I was wondering if there's like a collection of words that we had learned. A glossary is the word I'm thinking of. Um, but anyways, so the thing about the Crusaders in this context is, when you look at Lan and Wenduog, uh, Wenduog especially, if you're just like, in your everyday life, just like not gaming any gaming worlds or anything, just regular Earth, you're just walking around your neighborhood and you see these two lovely folks. You see a dude with a horn and like half demon looking, and you see a spider lady. You'd be like, oh my goodness, holy shit, them people do not look. Uh, if my immediate reaction as a self-defense mechanism should be to distrust people, they look like, based on kind of stories that we've seen, they don't look to be the most trustful of people. They're pretty scary looking. Um, you shouldn't judge anybody based on their looks, because metalheads are absolutely terrifying. In fact, metalheads go out of their way to make themselves look scary and to repel, um, whenever they have to go out in public and like do normal human stuff. Sometimes they like to look super scary so that way they're able to do so in peace. But literally, like every like real metalhead that you meet, they're like giant cuddly teddy bears. Lands the same way. Wenduwag, she's a little defensive, but they've been cast out. They're down here. There's also a lot of other people. It's not just Land and Wenduwag. There's all these mongrels, mixed breeds basically is typically what the word mongrel means. And so you'd imagine, you learn that they are actually descendants of the first Crusaders, and you would imagine that the descendants of the first Crusaders, the first people to fight against these demons coming in from the world wound and fucking our shit up, you would think that those people, that those their kids would be like respected in some, like, oh, cool, the great warrior, Jeremy. Lorgentroff. He fought like 10,000 demons in like 24 minutes, and it was super awesome. Well, there goes his kid. He looks kind of weird, but it's okay because it's his kid. My guess, and we've also learned just now that there's been 4 crusades. The first and second we haven't talked so much about. I'm guessing that the first crusade was when the world wound first happened, when it first became a thing, and then they like solved the problem for a bit, and then they thought, okay, maybe it's gone for good. The second crusade happens, and they're like, oh shit, no, it can happen again, blah blah blah. Third crusade, um, the shit, what was his name? Holrune, Prelate Holrune Shapak. He basically went super like judge a book by its cover and was just like, even further than that. He was like, if I have a feeling, if I was just like, if you and I was arguing, if you was just like, oh shit, you so fat, you jumped up in the air and got stuck, and everybody laughed at me, and I was like, oh yeah, well your mama's a demon, and then I went and guillotined your mama and also yourself, um, because I thought you were a demon, or at least said so. That was the third crusade, basically. Holroon just killing people, claiming them to be demons, regardless of whether they were or not. No evidence necessary. Right. I think we've lagged around enough. Let's play the game. Only 40 minutes in. Let's do some gaming. I think I'm going the wrong way. Let's go this way.
Precisely.
I do that a lot. I get turned around a lot. I'm an idiot. I fail super simple puzzles. You should see me fucking making my way through Jedi Survivor. It's not
Always
great.
watch your back.
Obviously I play Jedi Survivor on PS5, so I'm not gonna stream from PS5. I'm gonna stream anything. I'm gonna do it on my PC. But yeah, hell no, I'm not playing it on PC from what I've heard. Oh, I guess go up here. Oh, Dyra. Oh, we got a vendor. Oh, okay. What you got for me, Dyra?
Everything has a price.
Talk talk to her. You there! A tall woman with a face deformed by an enormous swelling smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of small sharp teeth. You, from the surface! You must be tough to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Dyra. Let's trade. Who are you? The people around here call me all sorts. Dyra the Hoarder, Dyra the Coin, Dyra the City Girl. Like that's a bad thing. Ha ha! I trawl the caves, picking up all kinds of things from the surface that wash down here through your sewers. Trade all kinds of junk for food and clothes, but I only have part of the best find for coins. Got no coins? Get what money is? Well, then I have no use for you. Get the fuck out of here if you don't got no money. If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. If you want city goods, you need to pay for them with gold. Like city folk, hey. Like city folk, hey. Ah, ah. If you want the city goods, you need to pay for them with gold. Like city folk. Like city folk. Like city folk. Like city's up. Who are you? Who are you? Why so eager to trade with me? Because all the people here are no better than animals now. Dyra yells with surprising anger before becoming overcome with coughing. Wiping her mouth, she continues. Our forefathers lived in the city, like you. Our people love to reminisce about armies, knights, crusades, but I could care less about that. Savages with clubs can fight a war. Only civilized folk can buy and sell. Is that true? I don't know. I don't know about that. Can monkeys buy things? Are monkeys civilized? If you go... Okay, say you got two prides of lions, right? And they've been beefing. They've been kind of beefing for a few generations, right? And I think it's actually lionesses that actually lead a pride. I think it's actually a lioness that leads the pride. The female lions, I think it's the female-led species. I mean, most species usually are, 'cause that's mama. You gotta listen to your mama. We'll say lion. We'll say mama lion. So a new mama lion rises up. She becomes mama lion in one pride, and then other mama lion in the other pride becomes a new one. They kind of, even though they might not know each other, they kind of have a similar understanding of, hey, we're kind of tired of all this fighting each other shit. So mama lion one offers a dead gazelle to Mama Lion 2 is like a peace offering, and then it's accepted. And then maybe Pride Mama 2 brings I don't know, like an elk. It's basically the same thing. I don't know, but you get the idea. I don't think trading makes you civilized. I think you're wrong about that, Dyra. You know what? In fact, here, chat, let's take a minute to sit down with Dyra and really dissect what makes a society, this random vendor. They've all forgotten what trading is, the value of gold. They've forgotten that. They barter hides for plant roots, and that's the same thing. They forgot what trading is. They barter hides for plant roots and go on about the feats of the Crusaders. Forgotten what trading is? They barter hides. They clearly remember trading. Bartering is literally the act of trading one thing from another. They might have forgotten the value of gold. I'll concede that point. But ultimately, gold is just a tool used to. Who cares about Crusaders? I don't need help remembering. I sure do, brother. I have coins. I have yet things to sell. Now let's trade like proper city folk. So, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So sometimes there's gonna be some periods of silence, and that'll happen for many reasons. Um, most of the times it'll because I need to pause my mic and hit my vape for a second. Sometimes I will literally just sit in silence for a second and kind of gather myself to produce words. So I've got a fun game for you guys. Whenever I have a long pause, especially during dialogue, because I stumble. See, I'm doing it now. I stumble and stammer over my words sometimes. A lot of times. I even do it at work. You should see me trying to give a music lesson, and like my stammering is really bad. Trying to explain like music theory to some like 10-year-old kid while I'm stuttering over what a C major scale is, and the kid is just all lost and confused. It's great. It's fun. I love my job. Anyways, but yeah, fun game for you guys. Whenever there's a long awkward pause, you can bet amongst yourself whether I'm hitting my vape or whether my brain forgets how to put words together. Go if you find coins, something valuable, bring back. Alright, well, what the fuck you got, Dyra? Let's fucking trade. Um, let's go through. So what? You got some cold iron. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm going to browse some selections. Um, so there's your first answer for your game. This time the long awkward pause is from vaping and looking through an inventory and doing some game thinking. Okay, I didn't really. I thought I was. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear me vape for a second there. There's a little mic light on my mic when I'm muted. It glows red when I'm muted. I'm not gonna go into color blindness and red lights being a pain in the ass sometimes. Not always the best choice. So actually, no. I will say, for any designers out there who has to use any kind of color decision for any kind of reason. I gotta blow my nose. Give me a moment while I blow my nose. Okay, as I was saying, any time any designer for anything, literally anything, has to make any color choice for literally any reason, understand that color blindness, though rare, is a thing that should be accounted for. And I will concede that it is impossible to account for color blindness as a whole because there's various different types, and within those types there's different severities. Just because two different people could have red green color blindness, but different severities of each of that type of color blindness. But that being said, red green is the more common one. Red and green are colors you kind of want to stay away from, and don't do like blue and purple or shit like that. You got to have distinct colors. You can use red and green. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying they're off the table. It's just you got to make sure that they are very visible. That being said, the red light on my mic is visible, so it's not an issue. It's just when it's muted, it's red, and when it's not muted, it's not on at all. Which would be a huge problem if the light was dim, because here's a neat thing about being colorblind. When I'm driving in like on a bright sunny day, and like you know how sometimes when like especially like an older street light, the red light when it's red means stop, it'll be like older, so sometimes it's like dimmer or like it's like going out or something, or like dying or whatever, but like it's like dimmer. Like you'll even have sometimes like three stoplights in a row for each lane, and like some of them might be dimmer and one might be super bright. If it's the dimmer ones are super rough, because if it's really bright outside and the red light is at a certain level or a dimness or even less, even like more basically if it's not bright enough, it just looks like the street light is off. It just looks like there is no light, period. So if the red light's not super bright ass fucking red on a bright sunny day, then it'll look like, because sometimes the street lights will be broken and they won't be on, and sometimes you got to figure out, like, you just kind of got to play it by ear when that happens. Sometimes, usually it's just what everybody does. There's rules, I guess, but fuck, that was 16 years ago since Trevor did. But yeah, so sometimes I'm like, I don't know if it's red and I can't see it, or if it's broken. But anyways, there's nothing really. The only thing that's magical here is the stick pad. It's got a +1 enhancement bonus, and it's like a super light armor. And then there's this braces of armor, but everyone wears armor except for Lane. He's already got a braces of armor. Not much I need. Oh, I can search. I don't want to search. I could get potions, I guess. Some cure light potions. Some scrolls. Oh, that'd actually be. That actually sounds handy. I'll grab one of those. And I'll grab. Oops. I don't want this. I'll grab 5 potions. I'm at 258. Alright, should be good. So the cold iron ammunition, is that like. How does that work? Where do I equip that at? Okay. I'm gonna take it off for now. But just in case I'm dealing with. Do I need that? Is there like a cold iron bow? Could I use a cold iron bow and then all my weapons are arrows? Or could I use like a regular bow? Okay, there's a rest. Cool. I need to. I gotta prepare spells before I rest. Damn it. Oh, actually, here, let's do this. Let's do a key bind. I got a third clicker on my mouse. You got right click, left click, and then I got a further right click. Or left click, right click. I need to do. How do you select all characters? F9? Why do you go to F9? Can I do control that? Yeah, okay. Save. So, alright. See, and I guess a lot of games don't understand that sometimes a mouse can have a left click, a right click, and then an even more right click. Alright, so let's go through one more thing. We gotta go through spells, especially since we leveled up as well. So let's start with me. I want my spells. Let's remove. Well, I'll keep Bless. Shield of Faith I don't really care too much about. Um, I want Divine Favor. And I've got Spontaneous Healing, so I don't need to prep Cure Light, right? I can.
I will not be trifled with.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need to prep Cure Light. Because I can Cure Light whenever. But Inflict Light Wounds would be good, or Bane. It's either Bane or Inflict Light Wounds. Because Bane, I can give them a -1 penalty on attack rolls and a -1 on saving throws, which is good. but in Black Wounds, when I hit on a touch attack, I can do 1d8 points of damage plus 1 point per caster level. So right now it'd be 1d8 plus 2. Excuse me. Didn't mean to hit my. I meant to mute my mic, but I didn't. Inflict Light Wounds. Also heal zombies or undead. Cure hurts them. What's Ray of Sickening do? That gives them the fuck duration. Subject is it's sickened, so it's like a penalty. Oh, that's remove sickness. Stunning barrier. What's this do? Cluster surrounded. Field provides +1 deflection bonus. +1 resistance on saves. Any creature that hits me with a melee attack is stunned for a round. Will negates. Once the field is, then it dissipates. That's pretty neat. What's Unshakable Heart? Breakable Heart. A 4 morale bonus on saving throws against mind effects. Let's do Bane. I like the idea of like a buff debuff. Kind of War Priest. I think that's kind of neat. Kind of vibe. You don't need 2 cure light. That's kind of boring. You don't need Bane or Bless or anything like that. Jeez. Let's give Summon Nature's Ally. You can summon a thing. We'll give you Burning Hands. And how does sleep work in Pathfinder again? 4 HD of creatures. Hit dice. 4 hit dice. That's level, right? And Pathfinder 4 HD means 4 creature levels. So, like right now, I'm like caster level 2. That's basically the HD level. So if I had 2 Camellias, I'd be able to sleep them. I think that's how that works. I can't remember. I never used sleep. Pathfinder is weird. And you also gotta prep however many times you want to use each spell. So I could prep the same thing multiple times, so I want to use it more than once. She likes to get up in personal. Fuck it. You get inflict light wounds, why not? I ain't got spells. Okay. We'll go ahead and I think that's about everything that I gotta worry about. Take that off. We can sort, type. Yeah. Spell book. Yes. Yes. Can I put anything here? I like having an enlarged person there in your spirit magic. Alright, let's go ahead and rest. The messenger returned, Lan says. The tribes are gathering at the entrance of the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned Anevia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. There's no rush. The most important people always show up late. Lan looks around. Everything's going to plan, but one thing bothers me. Wenduag's gone. Ooh, she dipped. What does gone mean? You told the truth to the mongrel tribe and revealed the light of heaven despite Wenduag telling you not to fucking do that. I did it. All the tribes? So a whole army is marching on the maze then? By mongrel standards, yes. Oh, how did I have Lance?
By mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of those of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one.
I'm not gonna like voice act the whole time, but that's how I voice acted him last time. So I just want to make sure. What do you think happened to Wenduag? Lan shakes his head.
I don't know. She was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she'd come back. We'll all struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us, no matter how hard she tried to deny it.
What about Anevia, and Horgus? Are we just going to leave them here? See? Saying Anevia 15 times in a row. I, one thing I like to tell my students, and this is, I was told this in high school, and it rings true, for musicians especially, is when you're practicing something new or learning something new, and like you can do it sometimes. Like you've done it at least once. Like you've been trying to do the thing, you couldn't do the thing for so long. Now you were finally able to do the thing one time, and then like sometimes you might be able to do it, sometimes you mess up. If you could do it back to back to back 10 times in a row without messing up, especially if you're able to do it like forwards and backwards, that sort of thing, then that's when you got it down. And once if you mess up once at any point, and it has to be nice and even, like any form of messing up, in those 10 times you got to start all over again. But 10 times in a row, back to back to back. And I said Anevia 15 times to doubly make sure. Um, so yeah, it works. What about Anevia and Horgus? Are we just going to leave them here?
Once we've cleared the maze, the way ahead will be safe. Anevia is in no state to fight, and that Horgus guy, he doesn't look like he'll shift an inch unless we roll out the red carpet all the way to the exit.
Okay, so things are about to come to a head, I think. Still, are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? Lan nods. There was another passage, the one I used with my dad when we left and then came back. Oh yeah, 'cause Lan's been out before. The chief back then, he found it and filled it in to stop anyone else going against the ancestors' wishes. Okay, and okay, the ancestors' wishes. Okay, and what the ancestors wanted was for everyone to go through the maze. I'm not sure of anything right now. Oh, but we. Oh. Okay, so the ancestors, the first people, the first mongrels, they wanted to be in here, or at least wanted the mongrels in here. Their ancestors, the Crusaders. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. So, okay. So, ancestors, right? I gotta drink some water. Ancestors, okay. Who are their ancestors? When Lan says ancestors, who is he referring to? Take a moment to think about it. The Crusaders, right? So, the Crusaders are heroes. They're good guys, right? Because there's the World Wound. That's where Discari and all the demons are coming from, and the Crusaders fought against that, right? Surely the Crusaders aren't Discari's army. Surely it's not Crusaders for that point of view. Surely it's the other way, fighting against Discari. They said that, right? And am I just being dumb right now, forgetting? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, so they would have to lead a crusade against something. They would fight against the demons, right? So Lan and Wendewog and all these mongrels, they kind of look half demon. The ancestors wanted them to be down here. They built the maze. And this maze is like impossible to get out. Lan and his dad were able to get out. There was a passage, but the mongrels are so dedicated to their ancestors, and the ancestors were so fervent on the mongrels, their descendants, to stay down here unless they're able to go through the maze. So much so that the chief, not that long ago, relatively speaking, when that path, that easy way out was found, the chief then filled it up because, like, no, the ancestors said we got to go through the maze, brother. We ain't cheating. We ain't taking no easy way out. So the Crusaders have the mongrels down here. Here's my thing. Did the Crusaders fuck all those demons and then like a few months later a half demon baby came up to him and was like, Dada, we love you. And you had fucking demon mom over there like, yeah, we named him Jeremy. He's gonna be a good kid. He wants to be a firefighter. Isn't he cute? He's got your eyes, honey. And the Crusader was like, oh gods, what a horrifying creature I have created. And you've been telling everybody that we fucked? Oh, no, that's never happened. Deny, deny, deny. We absolutely fucked, but don't tell anybody that. I don't want anyone to know that I fucked a demon. Kid, go down to the caves there. Oh, okay, Father, I'll do it. I'll do anything for you. I'm a half demon baby, and I love you, my human father who fought against demons and then fucked one, and now I'm here. Yeah, go in the cave and, quick, call up my Crusader buddies. Hey, oh my god, did you guys get half demon babies pop up too? Yeah, bro, we got half fucking demon babies all over the place. Oh my god, we shouldn't have fucked all those demons. Alright, guys, I got a plan. We're going to put all the half demon babies from all the demons that we fucked. We're gonna put them on a cave. Just put them in a cave, but won't they get out? Won't they just leave and find us again? No. Because we're gonna build a maze. We're gonna build the shield maze. Shield maze? What a stupid name. No, dude, it's a shield maze because we're shielding these ugly ass children from getting back to us. We ain't trying to pay child support. Especially no ugly kid who probably can't even play football. Look at this kid. He doesn't look like a fucking linebacker. He doesn't even look like he can play corner. And he's not tall, so he can't play center. If you're like 7'2" and unathletic, at least you can stand there and just fucking hold your hand up and hope to not just get in the way of people scoring the basket. Anyways, long story short, demons fucked a bunch of, or Crusaders fucked a bunch of demons, and now their kids live down here, is my headcanon. There were other passages, but they're far from here, and with all these earthquakes, who knows what condition they're in now. So our best bet for the maze, if it doesn't lead anywhere, we consider our next move. Okay, so, fucking maze. And then if I wanted to, I could just say, fuck you, land, I'm gonna kill you now, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go. But before we do, thank you. I was so happy. You know what? No, let's do this right. I can't remember. I can't do Land's voice, but I'll genuinely, I'll won't voice act it, but I'll genuinely, quote unquote, act it out. Let's go. But before we do, thank you. I was so happy I forgot to thank you before, but you've done something no one else has in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something, now that we have the power of the angels on our side. Land's face grows sullen. Won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones. Hopefully. I got your back, buddy. Let's go through the main gate. Straight road is shortest. That was sweet. We're at an hour. A little over an hour. New button. Control that one. Okay. I at least wanna... I'm about done with this little area. Let's get out of this area. Let's see if it looks like things are happening. Wait, do you have anything to say about people leaving? Oh, okay. Just not about children. Oh, and then also about the... So there's children missing too, apparently. Something about... I keep forgetting about these damn kids they keep talking about. I'm like, kids? I work with kids. I don't want to think about kids right now. We're in a new area. Okay, so... A little bit of a... I think probably it's good to end it here. I need to, God, I need to sleep, but Jesus Christ, I still can't. But anyways, got some, kind of starting to get some lore right? Some things are starting to come together. Some pieces of the puzzle, all the dots starting to not connect, but at least form on the page. We don't see the image yet, but all the mess is starting to take shape, to take form, and we understand that it's about to become something. I don't know what the fuck's going on, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I got a pretty good idea. I'm enjoying it so far. I think this is neat. This is I'm having a good time. Um, God, part of me kind of wants to keep going, but I also feel like this is just such a good little spot to end it too. We'll go ahead and call it there. Thanks for joining me on this Lala Plays Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Um, all these Crusaders, fuck to them demons, and don't want to pay child support. So, I guess next episode is gonna be a Maori one. Anyways, take care, y'all. Farewell.